7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you listening?
Ricky J. Sports.
What is going on, my fellow YouTubers? This is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports, and where I live right now, it's 2 in the morning, and I just finished watching UFC 229, Bad Blood between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov, and I just want to talk about the fight. Wow. So before all the drama, I want to talk about just the technicality and the strategy of the fight. I thought Khabib did a great job at going for takedowns early, man. I really did. And just for the record, before I forget, I predicted Khabib would win via submission. So check out my old video, and I was right. But I really liked how he went for that takedown early to really try to suck the energy out of Conor, because you guys know Conor is most deadly in the first 2 rounds, and he did a great job at securing that takedown and not taking any damage in that first round. I really liked how Conor was pretty good at stuffing those takedowns. Khabib really had to work hard to get those takedowns, and when he did get him down, when he got McGregor down, he didn't really do a lot of damage, man. He didn't do a lot of damage at all. And later on in the fight, though, you gotta give it up for Khabib for landing that big shot on McGregor, but then McGregor was tagging him a little bit as well. But I think he was being a little gun shy because he knew that at any point Khabib was going for that big shot, for that clinch to kind of take him down. And that's why I really thought that McGregor didn't really let his hands go as much as he used to, just because of the fear of getting taken down. And also, when he got back up to his feet, you know, his stamina meter wasn't at its peak. You know, McGregor is obviously the most deadly when he is fresh in that first round, and Khabib did a great job at, you know, like I said, sucking his energy out. And then at the end of the fight, Khabib securing that choke was great, but after that point, that's when I honestly believe that Khabib's stock totally dropped, because you know there was that serious bad blood. But after he got the tap, McGregor, you know, taps out, you know, and Khabib doesn't let go. Herb Dean had to kind of pry him off him, and then I believe he like spit at him and then threw his mouthpiece at Conor's camp right there, you know, and then he hops the fence. I don't know if you guys saw the fight, so I apologize, but Khabib hops the fence and starts fighting in the crowd. And when all of this was going down, McGregor was just relaxing, you know, soaking in the defeat in the octagon, and some bum on Khabib's side decides to hop the fence and punch McGregor. You know, can you believe that? And it was just chaos inside the octagon. Khabib didn't get his belt, didn't get to talk to Joe Rogan after, and it just turned into a big mess. And I haven't watched any of the news after this event, but, you know, I'm sure it's going to be rioting in Vegas between McGregor's fans and Khabib fans. And it's just a big low point in the UFC. And for all you guys that follow me, you know that I'm a straight up guy, man. I honestly believe in honor and respect sportsmanship. And I would have liked to see Khabib, even after all that was said and done, I would have loved to see him just shake McGregor's hand, because he got the ultimate props, or the ultimate upper hand on McGregor. He beat him, he tapped, and he's got all of that in the history books, and nothing could take that away from him. I would have loved to see him just shake his hand and kind of squash the beef. I know it's hard to believe, but I would have loved to see him squash that beef, but he didn't. He decides to talk trash to him, and then why would you hop the fence and start fighting people in a crowd? It reminded me of, remember back in the day, for all you basketball fans, the brawl at the Palace of Auburn Hills, where Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal and all those guys decided to fight the Detroit fans in the stands. It was just silly stuff. You know, you're a professional. People look up to you. Don't be doing that nonsense. And to see Khabib doing that, and it's funny because Khabib respects GSP and loves how GSP carries himself. And I would have never think that Khabib would do that, just because I thought that he had that sense of honor And, obviously GSP would never do something like that. But, Khabib, I thought he had that sense of honor, and he just totally, in my opinion, just to let the moment take over him. And, this is going to lead to obviously fines, suspensions, and ultimate hate for Khabib. And, he's not a bad guy, man. Everybody gets caught up in the moment, but I feel sorry for Nurmagomedov because, he's going to be living with all that hate from people for doing something like that. You know what I mean? But I just had a huge party with a bunch of friends and everybody just left. And I thought nothing's better than to just get on here. And that's the beauty about YouTube. Just get on here and voice my thoughts and opinions about the biggest fight in UFC history, man. And in a way, it was disappointing because I'll be honest with you guys, I was cheering for McGregor. I really was. The one thing I love about McGregor is that he just doesn't, back away from a challenge, and he makes fights interesting. So I really wanted him to win because then that next fight would be amazing, and so on and so forth. But it's unfortunate, but as a mixed martial arts fan, the ability that McGregor showed to somewhat stuff the takedowns and be a little bit better on the mat than what we've seen is promising for his next fight. But I don't know what's going to happen. What do you guys think is next? I honestly think that Khabib's got to face Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson, he looked good in his fight against Pettis, but in my opinion, he didn't look great. That knee that he had surgically repaired was kind of giving him trouble in the beginning, and he got tagged by Pettis. Pettis was putting up a fight, but unfortunately Pettis broke his hand, and then he had to bow out. But Pettis was getting beat up in that second round, and after Pettis rocked Ferguson, the tables turned, and then Ferguson just went into El Kakui mode, boogeyman mode, and just was putting it on him. So I would like to see Ferguson finally face Khabib. And what's next for Conor McGregor, man? I do not know. He's kind of like become so big, almost too big for the sport, that his next opponent has to be someone big, man. Is it GSP? Do you think GSP will be next? It's got to be a money fight at this point in McGregor's career. But I guess I'll stop rambling on. But as a whole, the ending of that fight, I just want to say this to all of you guys, was a disgrace to the true mixed martial arts fans and athletes around the world. You should never react like that, no matter what you do, no matter what happens in life or what people say. When you fight somebody, at the end of the day, you got to just shake the guy's hand, especially when it's over, and move on, turn that chapter. But unfortunately, this chapter will not be turned because this is going to be crazy stuff that's going to happen after this. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Let me know your thoughts on this main event. You could tell I'm sad. I'm not. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of sad that McGregor lost. Actually, I am sad that McGregor lost. I really want him to win. But I'm sad that the sport that we love, the art that we love in mixed martial arts was destroyed, tonight with what we saw, man. It's a shame. And let's hope that, Khabib gets the fines, the suspensions, the whatever he needs to get to, and then he apologizes, does something to make amends for his actions. And let's hope they can squash this beef and we can move on. We don't want to see, Irish versus Russians from now until, the end of time. Come on, guys. We all live in this world, and we should all be, family if we can. Families argue, but they also make up, if you know what I mean. But anyhow, I'll end off this video. Have a great day, man. This is Ricky J, baby, from Ricky J Sports. I apologize for rambling on, but that's just what I do. And let me know your thoughts on this video and on the fight. Don't forget, baby, you are awesome.